Hi, my name is Lucas Kretschmar,
And I am Io Phillips.
and we're going to be discussing the bombing of Syria by
hmm
President Donald Trump on April 14th, 2018.
And we're going to be seeing if it was legally right, under our Constitution, could you do it? And also if it was morally right or wrong.
So, to begin, we first want to point out that President Trump, during President Barack Obama's presidency, was very scrutinizing of Obama's decision
hmm
to bomb Syria, stating on Twitter, "The president must get congressional approval before attacking Syria. Big mistake if he does not." Another tweet, he says, "What will we get for bombing Syria besides more debt and a possible long-term conflict? Obama needs congressional approval."
That's crazy to me because I feel like, once again, Twitter, like, once you put something online, it's always going to be there. Like, this video, once you post it, it's going to be there. So if you didn't know, I think you might as well just, stay off Twitter. But see, now that he's in the president's shoes, now he's where Obama was, his thoughts have changed. And it's okay to change. I mean, politicians change all the time with their views, and Obama used to change. Plenty of politicians have changed. But I always find it, when you change in such a public way, and when you do exactly what you said you shouldn't do, or when you judge someone for doing what you're going to do in the future, it's always going to be noted. Because there are people who are saying the same thing to Trump right now. And he really can't say anything against them because, like, he also said this. We can see it, like Lucas just read the tweets. You can look it up online if you wanted to, because they're all there.
As far as President Trump's actions being legal and constitutional, they are under the War Powers Resolution that was passed by President Nixon on November 7th, 1973. President Nixon pushed for this to get passed after the Vietnam War, and after that war being such a financial burden as well as a loss of human lives, especially for Americans. Um, so the War Powers Resolution, or War Powers Act, as it's most commonly called, just reinstates that the president is the commander in chief and gives him the ability to have a one-off attack, either in emergency situations, or in this case, a one-off attack on Syria to hopefully for the betterment of the United States as well as the rest of the world. There is some recurring issues with the War Powers Resolution. Lots of people believe this is unconstitutional. However, since the resolution went through by the legislative process, it did become a law and is technically legal.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those technicalities that maybe shouldn't be legal, but it is. I feel like our whole constitution, our whole like law system, was based off of checks and balances. I feel like this takes away the check, like the president, whoever the president is, because Obama used this, Nixon used it, Clinton used it, George H.W. Bush used it, Ronald Reagan used it. It's not just Trump, but I feel like they need to be checked. Like everyone in our government has a check. I feel like this, is a little loophole to get through the check, because this is not something that is just like, oh, I'm just gonna bomb someone. Like, no, this can start a war. And I feel like it shouldn't just be up to one person to go into a war. Just like Congress has to decide to go to war, like it should be up to the president and Congress to decide if we should bomb someone.
So yeah, I was correct. And as far as the War Powers Resolutions, is concerned, one-off attack is legal. However, anything that long-term attacks or could just be a series of attacks is not legal for the president to carry out. They would have
Congress,
to have
right?
congressional
Yeah,
approval.
that's what I thought.
So technically, the Syrian bombing by Donald Trump on April 14th, 2018, is legal and is constitutional through the War Powers Resolution or War Powers Act. However, it is.
See, that's where I feel like, because when it comes down to that, it's pretty black and white. It's legal, it's constitutional, but it's only legal and constitutional because of the War Powers Resolution Act. So I feel like the thing that I don't, because if I want to agree with his actions, I wouldn't, but he has every right to. So I feel like the bigger problem would be that actual act. So one thing I don't agree with is that act. Do you agree with that?
Um, it's always sad to see bombs used. There's always a loss of life and a major destruction. Um, do I think that they're used in a correct manner on this one? I think they were. I believe, at least, I feel Donald Trump's heart was in the right place when he did bomb Syria. He was, even if he didn't accomplish the mission, which he says he did accomplish the mission of destroying the chemical plant where they're making these chemical bombs. Um, I think he at least was trying to get rid of loss of life from horrible, tragic death of chemical bombs. And I believe he did it for the betterment of the United States and the betterment of the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I see what you're saying because actions had to be made. Obviously, they wouldn't have done this just because they wanted to bomb someone for fun.
Exactly.
But I always feel like just bombs. I just don't like bombs at all. I really hate bombs. So hopefully one day we'll have another resolution, except for the war powers resolution. And do y'all agree with the bombing, or do you? I mean, it's hard to say. Do you think it's constitutional because it is? Because we literally like the act. But do you think the act or the resolution should still be? Do you think should have been passed? And if since it is passed, do you think we should get rid of it, or do you think that it was morally right, even though he had every right to? Do you think he should have bombed Syria? You can leave your comments down below. Yes, and also subscribe.